You just, you look like Alright. What's up, guys? It is Saturday morning, and you have your coffee. I had my coffee this morning earlier.
It's not a competition. It's not
What'd you put in that coffee?
Horse sweat.
Horse sweat?
Bourbon.
Wait a minute.
And the blood of virgins.
Do horses sweat?
Sure they do.
Oh no, maybe I was thinking of a rhino.
What? I don't know if rhinos sweat, but
no,
horses
I
definitely sweat.
Oh, okay.
Horses, I think, are one of the few animals that do sweat.
Oh.
Dogs don't sweat, they pant.
Yeah, that's true. But they get smell, you know.
What?
Dogs.
You do?
Yeah, because my dog, back in Hawaii, he'd go under his blanket, pull him out of there, and you're like, God, he's all slimy.
Ew, wonder what he was doing.
I don't know.
It's just weird.
Well, okay. All right. Hi, guys. It's Saturday morning. We're probably going to have to cut that whole beginning part out.
You think so?
I don't know.
We're having coffee.
Yeah. And good, clean conversation. Nothing about strange
Horse
things.
sweat?
Horse sweat or dogs or...
Hey, I got you something. It's
What?
just I just got you a little something. It's a little something. Let you open it up.
What is this, man? This is turning into... You're always giving me something.
I've always wanted to buy you.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's a little gun.
Where the heck did you get that?
Yeah, it's a little gun store right there.
Whoa, this thing is like actually like detailed.
Yeah, actually the little the cylinder pops out. You put a cap in it, I think. It's an antique. I don't know what, or vintage maybe. I don't know what era it's from, but you put a cap in there. Yeah, maybe two.
That's
It
crazy.
looks like a little Colt detective special.
Yeah, it
or
does.
Smith or something.
Yeah.
Maybe you can pull the hammer back. It actually works. But it's an antique.
Oh, I wonder if they can see that. They probably can't. Let
Take it
me,
up if I can.
look at this. I'll have to do a video on it.
Sure.
Where did you get this?
Antique store.
Antique store.
Yeah. Just looked like the kind of gun you like.
I,
And since I can't buy you a real gun,
No.
I thought I'd buy you a small gun.
Dang. The funny thing
Don't
is,
point that at me, man. Don't point that at me. Come on. There's no better gun safety than that. Thing might be
is it
loaded.
loaded?
Might be loaded.
I don't know. Wow. The funny thing is, this is actually very similar to the gun that's on my nightstand.
This is a 44 mag. Keep a little bow in your head. Clean off. Actually does fire, so you can cock it back. And blow your kneecap off.
Bang!
Oh, the cylinder comes out, you gotta move fast. Well, it is an antique, so you gotta be
No,
careful.
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to actually fire it.
Actually, it would make kind of a cool keychain. It's got a little hole,
Yeah,
or necklace, or earrings, or
hanging
you can use it as a nose ring.
hanging in the background of, you know.
Or hanging right off of your rear view mirror. That'll stop people from trying to break into your car.
That's pretty neat.
When I was a
Never
kid, I
seen-
had something similar to that. Only it was like a single action Colt looking thing.
Yeah.
It didn't fire caps though, I don't remember.
I'm just curious of how they made this.
I don't know.
I mean, that's,
There actually may be more history involved with that than I know. I know I found it at an antique store. I don't know how old it is. It may only be vintage. It may go back to the 1940s.
I don't know. Maybe the viewers might know.
Wait,
Yes.
they made those guns in the 40s, right? The Colt Detective Special?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I know. Actually, Baron K, he's had his Colt Detective Special for a number of years, and that was actually, it's funny. I want to tell the story. I think I've told it a little bit, but I had a Colt Detective Special
He
for
mentioned that.
a long time. It was one of the very first stubbies I bought, And what had happened was, I had taken it and we had gone out to my friend's coffee land. We were getting ready to film a video. And I remember we popped the cylinder, we put some rounds in there or something, and we went out there, and, we always do a test run. We always say how the layout's gonna look before we start rolling. I pull the trigger, nothing happens. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like thinking, I've never shot this thing, so I didn't know if it actually worked. Pull trigger again, nothing. Pull trigger again, nothing. I'm like, okay. I pulled the hammer back this time, and that fire, and it went off. So I was like, okay, that is a light hammer strike we're getting on double action, because obviously a hammer doesn't travel as far versus in single action mode. So it was a spring. Took the side plate off real quick. Tried to do a little makeshift garage gunsmithing and make it work. And we're sitting there messing with the spring, and the spring snaps. So it went, okay, yeah.
So now you
scrap that video.
Does that mean you can't shoot it double action? I know you can't shoot it double action, but can you still shoot it single action?
No, the main spring.
The main spring.
The main
so
spring is done. Yeah, it was gone. So we were like, okay. So we pretty much scrapped that idea, and then that gun pretty much got put back together without the spring, because obviously it's broken, and put in a sock and in a safe, and it never came back out.
You still have it?
Yeah, so I kept it all.
Why didn't you just buy a main spring?
I could have, but I was always lazy and didn't want to cough up the $30 for it. So.
Well, how much is the thing worth, do you think?
I don't know. I don't think they're that terribly expensive.
Is it blued or nickel?
It's blued.
Huh.
So.
And what caliber is it?
38 special. So when I was out here in a pawn shop, I saw another one. So I wound up getting it, and then I spent the extra money, bought the replacement reproduction spring for it, installed it to the new one I bought, took the one that was in the one I bought, put it in the other one.
Yeah, you still haven't tested it, but you're pretty sure it's going to work okay.
Yeah, but the other one that I have, the original one I have, is in better shape.
Okay.
So I'll store that one, and then I decided, I was like, I wanted one to shoot at the range a little bit and play with a little bit more, because watching Lion Quest Fitness makes me want to shoot revolvers for some reason. So yeah, thank you, Greg. You make me want to shoot revolvers more. I love the way you check out his videos.
Yeah.
I love watching him shoot his revolver.
We're kind of collaborating on something.
Really? What do you got going on?
Well, I asked him, because I did a video on gun spitting and how it related to the real Old West gun tricks and stuff. And I figured, he's got law enforcement background, right?
Yeah.
He's a fireman.
No, I think he said it in one of his videos. I think he was law enforcement.
Really? He was
police
a
officer.
Yeah. Okay. But
I don't know.
I figured.
Clarify that for us, Greg, if you want to share that. I think you did mention in the video. That's the only reason we would bring it up.
Yeah. But yeah, basically I said to him, hey, can you give me some background or a video clip or something of you telling people about, in a real situation, in a real gunfight situation, would people actually do any kind of gun tricks? I mean, I think we can all pretty much assume nobody's flipping their guns around in the middle of a heated gunfight. But I wanted him to say, did anybody that he knows ever do anything flashy, or was there a particular move, or is there something that they're taught that's somewhat flashy? And he's writing a freaking novel. The guy is great. He's giving me so much information. So thank you, Greg.
Yeah, I just like his style, and I think a lot of it. See, what I run into a lot is a lot of people go, well, my defensive gun or whatever, I have to have a 17-round magazine with 2 extra 17-rounders and a 33-rounder strapped to my boot, kind of thing.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that, but they seem to, a lot of people discredit the revolvers and stuff, where we're talking about a time period that is what they had. There is no Glocks, there is no M&P, Smith & Wesson 9mm, blah, blah. Back in those, like, whenever somebody says, hey, M&P Smith & Wesson, I think, oh, really? You have a 1948 pre-Model 10 6-shot 38 special? Because that is what my snubby is designated as. It's an M&P 38. And it's from 1948, before they even came out with the designated model numbers.
Yeah.
But that's just the stuff I'm into. But, you know, it's like you look back at that, I mean, those guys got along in a fair fight just fine with their stuff.
Yeah, it was 6 rounds or 5 rounds or whatever.
Right. You got people like, you know, Wild Bill Hickok and Wesley Hardin. And
sure, yeah. So that's not a problem. But then you have the cops of the 20s and 30s that didn't have automatic or semi-autos. They had revolvers, right?
Yeah.
And they were, you know.
Ed McGivern.
Ed McGivern. Is he the guy that wrote that book on the shooting, practical shooting or whatever? Was that Ed McGivern? From Texas?
You might be thinking about Jeff Cooper.
Maybe I'm thinking of Jeff Cooper.
No, Ed McGivern was an expedition shooter. He was the guy that set the record that Michalak finally broke.
Oh.
But Ed McGivern would take like, I think it was, I was watching an episode of the NRA Curators thing. He was throwing lead coins in the air and shooting them out of the air.
Oh, nice.
But he would not just shoot them. He would tell you how much of the coin or the lead circle he was going to shoot off.
Can you imagine being that good?
Yeah.
Actually, Greg, you might be that good with the guns.
He's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
he nails them center mass, you know. So
Yeah.
he left a comment on a video recently that was kind of insinuating that, you know, never use a revolver for defense kind of thing. And I appreciated that, Greg. I mean, no, we're not bad-mouthing anybody, not even the person who made the video. But I kind of liked how Greg kind of stood up for that, you know, and put his 2 cents in. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's one of those things where you said it, I think he said it, a lot of people say it, which is just get good with the gun that you have.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know? Unless, of course, you absolutely hate it, which, like, I had a 380, I got rid of that. I'm like, I don't even want to get good with this gun. I just sold the darn thing. But like, if you only have a Ruger Vaquero,
then that's what you got.
It's not as accurate as your Glock. Then get good with the one that you think you're going to carry the most, right? Or get good with both of them. You know?
Yeah. Don't bring a satchel of guns and try to get good with all.
I think the bigger thing too, and this is what I've never experienced because I've never been in the situation, is, and you see this with a lot of historical gunfights where they shoot all their rounds and nobody gets hit, and they're 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, you play video games where the guy pops up out of nowhere and you're like, ah, bam, 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 and you're shooting wildly because you don't know what to do. I've never been in a situation where I've had to do that. So I can imagine 6 rounds would go pretty quick if you're not focused and calm or calmer.
You know what a great movie scene for that is? Yeah. A great movie scene for that is that what you're just talking about? Open Range. When Robert Duvall crashes into the door and then he lands right next to Baxter, and they're both going bang, 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 and they don't hit each other.
Right. Yeah. That's true.
Anyway, now we've just started the comment section to erupt with every kind of.
Well, I think it's good. I mean, we're not arguing anything.
No.
We're just saying get good with what you have.
Well, and
if you
my point is,
get good with that.
back in the times, this is what people had. This was what, you know, you imagine, I mean, looking all the way back from things like, you know, the Colt single action, the Peacemaker, that was a crazy invention right there. It was like, man, you mean that I can fire 6 or 5 rounds, and then just punch out brass and then put new cartridges in? I don't have to mess with loose powder and balls and try to, you know, ram them together and everything. And then it's like, and then it came out the tilt-out cylinder. Wow, I could just tilt this thing out, jump them all out, throw in a whole new set of rounds and go, and just keep, and then just pull the trigger, bang, 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 bang. I mean, this is
revolutionary. Yeah. And then I was thinking too, you know, Dirty Harry pretty much never misses, right?
No, right.
And I'm sure that's probably a little fantasy there. But also, if he does hit, he probably doesn't need more than 1 shot with a 44 mag.
Wait, in Magnum Force, it shows him hitting all 6 rounds in a circle like that.
Yeah. That was when he was shooting the targets.
Yeah, that's right. Because the movie is real.
Yeah.
For me, and I told you this too. I buy guns for a whole different reason than I think, and I think you're in a way you're similar.
Yeah.
I don't buy a gun because
it's tactical.
It's tactical. It's practical, or this is going to be the latest, greatest, baddest thing that ever lived. I solely buy guns because of movies related. They're related to a movie that I really like or really enjoyed. That's just what I have to, have. Like, I don't even care if the thing is not reliable. I will buy it anyway because if it's related to a movie that I grew up with or that I fell in love with, and I like it, and I like the association, I like the gun. Now, I'm not saying that, every ugly thing that comes along in a movie, I gotta buy it. It's just, a good example of that is for me is Dirty Harry. The romance between that and the Model 29.
Sure.
Yeah, so, or, having aged yellow grips on your 6 gun.
Right.
John Wayne.
Or Steve McQueen shotgun. So, yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
But that's just me. And that's why I hope that a lot of people watch the channel and, understand that and romance with a lot of the same guns, and that you just get to see a lot of cool old guns. I love old stuff. That's the extent of guns and stuff for me. That's it. It's just the movie stuff, and the fact that I enjoy having them, collecting them, and just looking at them more than I actually enjoy shooting them. Believe it, or not.
Yeah, I remember when I bought my open top 72. I was so excited. I kept it next to me on the sofa for probably a week. It was unloaded. I just kept it, and every time there was a commercial break, I'd look at it and funnel it. And my wife Rita would say, "Why do you got your gun out?" I was like, "Because I want to look at it." She goes, "Well, why do you have it next to the sofa?" I said, "Because that's where I can look at it." Just go. Is it loaded? No, it's not loaded. Some people just don't understand.
Right.
It's some of these guns are just really hit home with certain people, right? With you, with me,
Yeah.
Some people, a Glock is a Glock is a Glock. It's a tool, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Just
nothing wrong with it.
But you love the look of it. You love handling it.
For us, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's just totally different. I think it's just the amazing coolness of owning that thing from the movie that
Absolutely.
Love. It's like I guess you would say the more up-to-date gun that I own currently right now would be the Beretta 92. And it's because I, at a very young age, watched Die Hard and Lethal Weapon a lot. It was always on TV. My parents rented it. I think we went to go see Die Hard 3 and 4 in the theaters with my mom. And I love that movie, and it's great. Little known fact, it's the same gun from Die Hard 1 and Lethal Weapon.
Really?
The same gun. They used it in both the movies.
Yeah, that's cool. Isn't there a joke about a Beretta and all that?
Yeah.
A joke about it?
Well, when Danny Glover first meets up with Mel Gibson's character, Mark Riggs. Riggs. They're walking through that little parking lot, right? And he goes, "That's some scary stuff you're carrying there, man." And he goes, "Yeah, be my guest." And he pulls it out and goes, 9mm Beretta, 15 rounds in the mag, 1 in the pipe. He goes, "Wide ejection port, no feed jams." He goes, "That's right, what are you carrying under there, Coach?" He goes, "4-inch Smith." He goes, "Oh, wheel gun, huh? A lot of old timers carry those." That was such a fun scene. That was a good scene.
That was a good scene. Did you ever see the movie Maverick?
Yeah.
They had that scene where
James Gardner.
But they had that scene where Mel Gibson's in the bank and the bank gets robbed by the guy.
Yeah.
And the guy is Danny Glover. And he takes off, they both look at each other.
Oh, I didn't know. I can't.
Like, where do I know you from? And then they sort of they go like, yeah. Funny.
I didn't catch that. I gotta watch that.
A little nod to the Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
I was breaking the fourth wall kind of thing. Was fun.
I was too busy keeping an eye on
Jodie Foster. Right. I knew it before he even said it. Gave your little gun?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Is it loaded?
Yeah.
Take off the hammer. Ready? Just a little less submission shooting. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
People are. If you're seeing this on Patreon, thank you very much. I know you get to see it early, and you have come over to my Patreon page, and I appreciate that. So
Another Mel Gibson movie, Patreon.
What? Oh, Patriot.
What?
The Patriot.
Oh,
Civil War movie.
Revolutionary War.
Well, whatever. Revolutionary War. That's right.
Ruined my joke by messing up your joke.
Oh, okay. Ah! I just never saw that movie very much. I didn't really care for it. I don't like. Here's a weird thing. Movies like The Patriot and what's the other one?
Braveheart?
Yeah. They're too violent for me.
What?
Yes, I know, right? They're coming from a guy that loves Freddy Krueger and all that. There's something about those type of movies that is too violent for me. Movies like that and Gladiator.
Oh yeah. What about gangster movies? Do you feel that way sometimes about gangster? I feel that way about gangster movies. I feel like just the violence is just.
Now, when you mean gangster movies, you mean like the original
Godfather,
yeah,
those
right,
kind
yeah.
of things.
Oh yeah, I mean but it's not so like. I feel like they'll pop somebody or get rid of somebody and then it's over, right? But like not with like those kind of movies are like they're like going out there with hatchets and they're just like and they're just like really going. I don't know, just something about them. They're a little too violent for me. They're too intense. They're too gory in that aspect of the barbaric
warfare.
Yeah. So yeah, I just. But back on Maverick, I love the ending part on the boat where it's James Coburn. He goes, what? He goes, gun control here ain't what the damn, everybody's got a gun.
Yeah, that's right. Because he took everybody's
guns. Yeah, everybody, all of a sudden, it's like the guy had the little derringer up his sleeve and the other, and it's
that's
like.
a well done movie.
Yeah, it was. I really did like that movie.
A lot of humor in there.
I do believe it's the same director from Lethal Weapon. That did it.
Oh, that would make sense.
I think so. I think it is.
Make one.
Because that, now, yeah, looking back at that scene with Danny Glover and stuff, I was hoping they would make Lethal Weapon 5 before
they all got
too old.
Well, I still think they can.
I think they do.
It would be kind of cool if they did it like them coming out of retirement or something. Maybe, maybe Mel Gibson's now the police chief. Well, that wouldn't work. But maybe, maybe they come out of retirement because some guy they put away. Well, they didn't put anybody away. They just killed everybody.
Yeah. Anyways,
but I think the son of somebody they put away would be.
You ever met anybody you didn't kill? Well, I haven't killed you yet. Well, don't do me any favors.
Yeah. I think I would go see it.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
The humor aspect is going to be there. And
well,
I would definitely see it. I don't see how they could go wrong with it, honestly.
They're making Die Hard 6.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is on board for that. I went to go see Bruce Willis's remake of Death Wish. Did you see that?
No, was it good?
It was good. It was like a. I don't know if you could say it was a. I mean, as far as entertainment goes, without getting into the politics, I don't do that on the channel. But as far as entertainment goes, it was awesome. It was pretty like. Obviously, if you're anti or something, you're not going to go see this movie. Or at least, I would think you're crazy or something's wrong with you. Maybe you just like punishment or something. But
so those people aren't watching your channel anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Dislike.
Yeah, take your thumbs down.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. And Bruce Willis is pretty pro guy. So you can tell, it's pretty cool.
I would hope so.
Yeah, he is.
Since he's made the majority of his movies have been in the genre of action.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that doesn't matter anymore.
No.
How many action
but you
heroes
see,
are
I don't.
anti-gun.
I know, but it's for me. A lot of it is I keep with entertainment. But then again, that's why I love guys like John Wayne and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't really like to get into the politics of it all because it just if you got into that so far, there wouldn't be anything left in the world that you would enjoy. I think it'd just be like
I was My wife and I watched The Deer Hunter the other day.
Ooh.
She had never seen it.
What? No, that's a
yeah,
great
that's a
movie.
great movie. And I've forgotten how long the wedding sequence was.
Oh.
It's like 45 minutes long. It's crazy. Anyway, but I was doing some research on it because I was trying to figure out the timeline. It started in '67, and then Robert De Niro's character goes back in '75 to go get Nick.
Yeah.
Back to Saigon, the fall of Saigon. I'm like, wait a minute. So it was like 8 years later. Anyway.
So you played Russian roulette for 8 years?
So yeah, exactly. So the timeline didn't make sense to me, and I never could find. But I did find out one interesting fact. John Wayne, I think. Okay, I may have some of this wrong, but John Wayne was at the Academy Awards when Deer Hunter was nominated for all the Academy Awards it would win. And John Wayne, I think, had to either give an award out or he had to read off the nomination. However, he didn't like Deer Hunter because he liked his Green Beret movie.
Yeah.
Because that was more John Wayne style, where the Deer Hunter was probably a little too gritty and too real.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that he felt that way.
I read a lot of, I bought that DVD from Old Tucson, Remembering the Duke, and I read that John Wayne was his opinion, he voiced it.
Yeah.
And if he disagreed with something or didn't like something, he let people know. You know, he would be stern about it, and I believe that, I don't remember the facts on it, you probably know. The reason why he made like a Real Bravo or something was because he didn't like a movie where when the sheriff needed help, everybody abandoned him.
Oh, like High Noon.
Yeah, that was it. See, so he made Real Bravo where everybody helped the sheriff when he needed it. See, that's the kind of thing, you know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think you told me this, that The Wild Bunch was not one of his favorites because of all the blood.
Yeah, he thought it was too gory.
It was too gory. And it's interesting too, because in The Shootist, in that final
everything.
he's like covered with blood.
I know, yeah.
I would imagine he probably didn't like that very much, but he probably went with it because he knew it was a time.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's funny you bring that up because
it's not like him to do the gore thing.
The Wild Bunch came out in '69. You watch that. After that came out, right?
Yeah.
Here comes the '70s. What did we see?
Blood. Orange pink.
Right. They saw that, whoa, that movie took off like a rocket because of the blood.
Yeah.
They were showing blood flying out everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at Big Jake.
Yeah, you know,
look at Big
Jake. Big Jake was kind of bloody too.
Well, look at just the beginning sequence.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, the one guy gets a double barrel to like the torso, and it's just like a pinata basket. Boom! Just confetti. It's crazy.
Basket.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a
pinata basket?
I don't think you have to say basket. I think you just say pinata.
That's the.
They're not in a basket. They hang off a string.
Right. It's just like a donkey or something with filled with candy.
Oh yeah, it could be a mini me also. It could be a star. It could be a unicorn. Anything could be a pinata.
We should do a pinata game one day.
We should.
Yeah.
We should shoot it with a shotgun though. Why hit it with a stick when we can shoot it with a shotgun? I wonder if there's candy in it. We're gonna blow candy all over the place. That's not good.
We'll put your cell phone in there and your tripod.
Well, I'm having some problems with my double barrel shotgun anyway, so why don't we use that as the stick to beat
What
the
are you
pinata?
having trouble with it?
The left barrel, the left firing pin doesn't seem to be striking the, or it's striking lightly. Because I see nipples on the.
You know what? Take it to Thunderstick. Don't know who to take it to. Fix it. Yep. Or give it to me. I'll take it. I'm friends.
Oh, I see.
What?
You get buddy.
Well, that's right. Yeah. When I walk into that shop, man, it's not. What can we help you with? It's, hey, see, we were just thinking about you.
Oh, when I walk in, they're like, oh, you again.
Oh, really?
No.
Because you don't give their dog treats, that's why.
Probably not. Yeah.
You gotta go, when you go in there, you gotta grab the little treats. You go, yeah,
I have to tell you, the only reason I go in there is to buy black powder, because it's the only place in Tucson
right,
my knowledge you can buy black powder.
Right,
and
that's
I only
right.
do that once every couple of years.
So if you're in Tucson, Arizona, go to Thunderstick.
Especially if you're into the old guns, like the cowboy action shooting kind of single actions. And
It's my that
Winchesters
and
and shotguns.
I tell you, two of my favorite shops
Holster.
is them and Frontier. Off
Yeah.
Grant.
Frontier's cool too.
Frontier's cool. Jim is an awesome dude. That and I go to, there's 3 pawn shops I usually check out all the time. I like pawn shops because they will all, the price tag that's on that gun, you just can pretty much know that you can take that thing and go, okay, let's make our new price. That's what I like about it. They don't look at it as, man, this is a Colt 1975, man, we can't sell it. No, they're going to be like this. You know what? We've had this thing for 8 months and we haven't sold it. We got this much into it. Let's get rid of it. And that's when I go.
I should go to a pawn shop with you. You're probably better at negotiating since you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, well, it came with getting overpaying for things, but I got to learn from a couple of people that were good at it. And I know, and what you do is, money, so, pack those bills in the wallet.
Pack those bills in the wallet.
Because money talks. And honestly, you know what I notice about gun shows? Bring a nice knife in your pocket.
Why?
Because, check this out. I bought an old 1911 from an old cowboy. He didn't want to budge on his price. He wanted $1,500 for this thing or something like that. I wound up swinging him out of it for some cash and a knife. It works.
Okay.
Sometimes the knife cuts the deal.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, seriously. And if you were sick in the hospital, I'd put a knife on your bed. You know why? Because it would cut the pain.
Oh, I get the point.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's why I chewed that in there.
Wow.
We're going to get out of here, you guys, because it's getting silly.
Getting silly?
It is.
See ya.
See ya.